Have you ever tried everything to stop thinking about someone? But no matter how busy you become, they keep showing up in your mind. You wake up thinking about them. You go to sleep thinking about them. A random song, a familiar place, even a simple word reminds you of them. You tell yourself, I need to move on. But your brain quietly whispers, just one more thought. What if I told you this isn't just love? It isn't weakness. And it definitely doesn't mean you're crazy. Psychology has a fascinating explanation for why one person can occupy your mind for weeks, months, or even years. Today, we're going deep into the hidden psychology behind obsession, attachment, memory, and emotional addiction. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why your mind refuses to let someone go, and what it says about your brain. Welcome to Psychology on Love, where psychology meets emotions, relationships, and the hidden truths about the human mind. If you're fascinated by the science behind love, attraction, and human behavior, you're in the right place. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications, because every video here helps you understand yourself and others on a much deeper level. Now let's begin. Imagine your brain as a giant library. Every person you've ever met leaves behind a small book. Most books collect dust, but one person somehow filled an entire shelf. Every emotion, every conversation, every smile, every disappointment was carefully stored inside your memory. The stronger the emotion, the stronger the memory. This is called emotional encoding. Your brain doesn't remember everything equally. It remembers emotions. That's why you can't clearly remember what you ate 3 weeks ago. But you remember exactly how someone looked at you months ago. Because emotions tell the brain, this matters. Now here's something even more interesting. Your brain isn't actually addicted to people. It's addicted to feelings. When someone makes you feel excited, wanted, special, safe, or deeply understood, your brain releases dopamine. Dopamine is often called the reward chemical, but psychologists know it's actually the anticipation chemical. It keeps saying, maybe next time you'll feel that happiness again. Even after the person is gone, your brain keeps chasing the memory of that reward. It's similar to replaying your favorite song, not because the song changed, but because your brain remembers how it made you feel. This creates a psychological loop. You think about them. Your brain remembers the emotional reward. You feel temporary comfort. Then you think about them again. The cycle repeats, over and over. This is why simply telling yourself, stop thinking about them, rarely works, because your emotions are speaking louder than your logic. Now let's talk about unfinished stories. Psychologists call this the Zeigarnik effect. It means your brain remembers unfinished experiences much better than completed ones. Have you ever noticed that people often move on faster after getting clear closure than after being ignored? That's because uncertainty keeps the brain searching for answers. Questions like, what if? What went wrong? Did they ever love me? Will they come back? Become mental puzzles. And your brain hates unfinished puzzles. It keeps trying to solve them, sometimes for years. Ironically, the less information you have, the more your imagination fills the gaps. Your mind begins creating conversations that never happened, imagining different endings, dreaming about impossible futures. You aren't remembering reality anymore. You're remembering possibilities. And possibilities can become stronger than facts. Now think about social media. Years ago, people naturally forgot each other over time. Today, one photo, one story, one online status can instantly reactivate emotional memories. Your brain sees them. The emotional library opens. Every memory comes rushing back, even if you were doing perfectly fine just 5 minutes earlier. This isn't because you've moved backward. It's because your brain connected visual reminders with emotional memories. One image can unlock hundreds of stored emotions within seconds. That's the power of association. Your brain creates invisible links between people and experiences. Certain songs remind you of them. Certain perfumes remind you of them. Certain cities remind you of them. Even certain weather reminds you of them. Because your brain connected all those experiences together. Now let's discuss attachment. One of the most powerful psychological forces in relationships. As children, we learn how love feels. Some people grow up feeling secure. Others grow up feeling uncertain. If your emotional needs weren't consistently met, you may develop an anxious attachment style. That doesn't mean something is wrong with you. It simply means your brain became extremely sensitive to emotional connection. When someone enters your life, your brain quickly treats them as emotional safety. And losing them doesn't just feel like heartbreak. It feels like losing security itself. That's why some people can't stop thinking about one person, even when they know the relationship wasn't healthy. Because attachment isn't always logical. It's emotional survival. Now here's something surprising. Sometimes, you don't actually miss the person. You miss the version of yourself you became around them. Maybe you laughed more. Maybe you felt confident. Maybe you believed life had endless possibilities. Your brain connects those feelings with that individual. So when you lose them, it feels like you've lost yourself. But here's the truth. Those qualities were never inside them. They were awakened inside you, which means they can be awakened again. By someone else, or even by yourself. Let's talk about idealization. Memory is incredibly unreliable. Your brain edits the past. It removes details, softens pain, and highlights beautiful moments. After enough time, you stop remembering who they really were. You remember who you wanted them to be. That's why people often miss someone who made them cry every week. Their brain quietly deleted many painful memories and replayed only the happiest scenes. Psychologists call this rosy retrospection. The past begins looking better than it actually was. This illusion keeps emotional attachment alive. Now consider loneliness. When people feel lonely, the brain naturally searches for emotional comfort. Guess what's already available? Old memories. The brain would rather replay familiar emotions than face emotional emptiness. This explains why many people suddenly miss someone late at night. Not because love becomes stronger after sunset, but because distractions disappear. Silence gives memories room to speak. At night, the brain becomes quieter. Thoughts become louder. That's why heartbreak often feels worse before sleep. Now let's explore intrusive thoughts. Many people believe If I keep thinking about someone, it must mean they're my soulmate. Psychology says otherwise. The more you try not to think about something, the more your brain checks whether you're thinking about it. Imagine I tell you, don't think about a white elephant. What happened? You instantly imagined one. The same thing happens with people. Every time you say, I must stop thinking about them, your brain asks, are we still thinking about them? Which brings them back again. This is called ironic process theory. Fighting thoughts often strengthens them. Accepting thoughts weakens them. That's why mindfulness works. Instead of chasing thoughts away, you simply observe them, like clouds passing across the sky, without holding on to them. Eventually, they leave on their own. Now here's another fascinating fact. Your brain confuses familiarity with safety. Even painful relationships become familiar, and familiarity feels comfortable. This explains why some people return to toxic relationships again and again. Not because they're happy, but because the brain prefers predictable pain over uncertain change. Growth feels unfamiliar. Healing feels unfamiliar. Moving on feels unfamiliar. Your brain naturally resists unfamiliar experiences. But every day you choose yourself, your brain slowly builds new emotional pathways. This process is called neuroplasticity. Your brain physically changes based on repeated experiences. Every new hobby, every meaningful conversation, every healthy relationship, every achievement creates new neural connections. Little by little, the old emotional pathway becomes weaker. The new pathway becomes stronger. Healing isn't forgetting. Healing is teaching your brain that happiness exists beyond one person. And here's perhaps the most important truth. Thinking about someone doesn't necessarily mean you're meant to be together. Sometimes, it simply means your brain hasn't finished processing the experience. Healing doesn't happen because time passes. Healing happens because understanding grows. Once you understand why your brain behaves this way, you stop blaming yourself. You stop believing you're weak. You stop believing you're broken. Instead, you realize you're experiencing something deeply human. Your mind isn't trying to punish you. It's trying to protect you, even if its methods aren't perfect. One day, you'll notice something strange. You'll hear their favorite song and smile instead of hurting. You'll pass places that once made you cry and feel nothing but peace. You'll remember them without wanting them back. That's the moment you'll realize you didn't lose the battle. Your brain finally learned that your future is bigger than your past. Your story was never supposed to end with one person. It was always supposed to continue with a stronger version of you. If this video helped you understand your own mind, make sure to subscribe to Psychology on Love for more powerful psychology videos about love, attraction, relationships, and human behavior. Leave a comment below and tell us, have you ever experienced someone you simply couldn't stop thinking about? If you found this video meaningful, share it with someone who needs to hear this today. Remember, the strongest relationship you'll ever build is the one with your own mind. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.